Hello everyone, I'm Veni Darlis. I'm the lecturer of Management Department, Faculty of Economics, Universitas Andalas, Indonesia. Today, I'm going to talk about the organizational structure. Managers of an organization center parties outside of the organization generally view managers in two ways. The first one, omnipotent view. The omnipotent views of managers is that the manager is all-knowing. She has total control over the organization's missions and operations. That is, the manager is the visionary who steers all aspects of the organizations. Thus, she is individually responsible for the performance of the organization. If an organization is successful or unsuccessful, the result is largely due to the effort taken or decision made by the high-level managers. Pursuant to this logic, the quality of an organization is synonymous with the quality of its managers. A common concept associated with the omnipotent view is the halo effect. The second one is symbolic views. This view is in direct contrast to the omnipotent views. It says that the role of high-level management is largely symbolic. Managers have a limited effect on the organization achieving its goals or objectives, while the adequate performance of management responsibilities has an effect on organizational performance. The manager's activities are not the driving force behind strong organizational performance. It recognizes that there are many environmental factors like economics, political, legal, competitive, consumer-based, technological, and etc. that affect the performance of the organization that is outside of the controls of managers. Thus, managers are not individually responsible for the success or failure of the organization. Lots of factors contribute to the quality of an organization. Managerial discretion is the latitude of action awarded to a manager. This literature classically focuses at the executive level, reconciles populations ecologists' assertions that executives ultimately have little influence over firm-level outcomes and strategic choice theory assertions that executives make strategic decisions and thus have considerable influence over firm-level outcomes. The parameters of managerial discretion include the organization's culture and the environment in which the organization exists. However, these parameters don't totally constrain a managers. Managers can and do influence their cultures and environment. So what is actually organizational culture? Organizational culture can be defined as a system of shared meaning and beliefs held by organizational members that determines in large degree how they act. It includes the common perceptions, and individuals describe organizational cultures in similar terms, and also a descriptive term. So composite pictures of organizational culture may be derived from 7 dimensions. An organization personality often shaped by one of these dimensions. The 7 dimensions of organizational structure are as follows. Number 1, attention to detail. Degree to which employees are expected to exhibit precision, analysis, and attention to detail. Number 2, outcome and retention. Degree to which managers focus on the result or outcomes rather than on how those outcomes are achieved. Number 3, people orientations. Degree to which management decisions take into account the effect on people in the organizations. Number 4, team orientation. Degree to which work is organized around teams rather than individuals. Number 5, aggressiveness. Degree to which employees are aggressive and competitive rather than cooperative. Number 6, stability. Degree to which organizational decisions and actions emphasize maintaining the status quo. And number 7, innovations and risk-taking. degree to which employees are encouraged to be innovative and to take risks. Research results are suggesting that in organizations with strong cultures, employees tend to be more committed to their organizations. Recruitment efforts and socialization practice are used to build employee commitment, and there is higher organizational performance. The impact of a strong culture on managers is that as the cultures become stronger, it has an increasing impact on what managers do and constrain their decision-making options as they plan, organize, lead, and control. An organization's cultures and general way of doing things are largely the result of what it has done before and how successful it has been doing things that way. The original source of the culture usually reflects the visions or missions of the organization's founders. Culture is transmitted to employees through stories, like narrative of significant events or people. Subsequently, through rituals, like repetitive sequence of activities. And also in terms of material symbols, like objects, facilities, and other aspects of the physical work environment. Moreover, language like special and unique terms, acronym, and jargon. These elements help employees learn what values and behaviors are important, as well as who exemplifies those values. Cultures may affect managers by establishing appropriate managerial behavior. Subsequently, constrain decision-making in all management functions. For example, in planning, degrees of risk that plans should contain. How much environmental scanning is necessary. Subsequently, in organizing, degrees of autonomy given to employees' degree of interdepartmental interactions. Moreover, in leading, degree of concern for job satisfaction, what leadership styles are appropriate. And finally, in controlling, reliance on external or internal control and what performance criteria to use. If we talk about the external environments, it means that we talk about the environment that is outside of the company or organizations. There are several factors that can give significant impact on external environment. For example, like political situations, socioculture, technological that is being used by the company, demographic issues, and also economics. If we look at in more deeper, so there are several parties that has to be concerned with the environment of the company, like suppliers. The suppliers means the party that provide our raw materials, and the customer means the party that buy the products of the company, and the competitors and public pressure groups. The specific environment, those external forces that have a direct impact on managers' decisions and actions and are directly relevant to an organizational goals, includes customers, suppliers, competitors, and pressure groups. The general environments, those broad external forces that affect the organizations, include economics, political, legal, sociocultural, demographic, technological, and global conditions. The two dimensions of environmental uncertainty include degree of change, stable or dynamic, and degree of complexity, simple or complex. In general environment, it includes the broad conditions that may affect organizations. For example, like economic conditions. For instance, interest rates, changes in disposable income, and stage of the business cycle. Another one is legal conditions. If we look at to the legal condition, it refers to the federal, state, and local regulations and substantial expense entailed to meet regulations, and we have to consider about the limit choices available to organizations. And don't forget about the political condition. It also gives significant impact for the general environment. So general stability of country, attitudes of government official toward the business, it will affect the environments of the business. Another external environment dimension is sociocultural conditions. It's like expectation of society. For example, like values, customs, and tastes. And another dimension of the general environment is demographic conditions. It's like a trend in the physical characteristic of population. For example, like gender, level of educations, level of income, and also the age. Another aspect in general environment is technological conditions. It is most rapidly changing aspect of the general environment. The organization have to pay a great attention on the technological conditions, particularly in facing the Industrial Revolution 4.0. Changing the ways that organizations are structured and also information is the basis of important competitive advantages. Another aspect in general environment is global conditions. This is increasing number of global competitors and consumer markets. So how the organization can capture the new market share and will major factors affecting the organization. Stakeholders are any constituencies in the organization environment that are affected by the organization's decisions and actions. The most common ones are customers, social and political action groups, competitors, trade and industry associations, governments, media, suppliers, communities, shareholders, unions, and employees. The first step in managing stakeholder relationship are, first one is identifying the organizational stakeholders. The second one, you have to determine the interests or concerns of the stakeholders might have. The third one, deciding how critical each stakeholder is to the organization decision and actions. And the last one, determine how to manage the stakeholders.